Olivia, when we first meet Sloane, she's thinking about ending her life, and then she's thrown into this wild fight for survival after a zombie outbreak occurs. How is it showcasing at first this fragility that she has, but ultimately this resiliency that kind of defines the character later on because she really gets a will for life.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think one of the things that I gravitated towards the most when reading Sloane was her resilience. I think as a woman, I think that that specific quality isn't shined on enough. You know, women go through lots of different trials and tribulations of life, and I think resilience is one of the things that we hold as a great quality. And even though Sloane is young and it doesn't have any sort of excitement for the rest of her future, I think there is a deep down a big resilience that she has, and um, I think you see glimpses and doses of that throughout the film, which really helps drive the story.
Yeah, and this film has a lovely ending as well that really builds on her arc. And Froy, I imagine one of the most exciting aspects of doing a film like this is that you get to work with a bunch of your talented peers since it's a group of students. How was it getting that on-set experience where you're really with your peers and you're all helping each other elevate their artistic craft and working together?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every single day I came to set and I would be completely blown away by everything that Olivia and Cortion and Carson and Chloe brought to these characters. And it really just made me like be like, okay, I got to up my game. And so whenever you get to like really spar with other actors who are so like dropped in and present and listening and inventive and creative, and it was really, I was at a point actually where I was kind of losing some of my faith in the craft around the time that we shot this movie. And having these guys as my cast members really like reignited that passion in me, so I'm incredibly grateful for them.
Well, I'm glad to hear that spark's been reignited. That's wonderful to hear. And Olivia, while you're going up against, multiple zombies in this film and they're very intense sequences, I thought the flashbacks with your character's abusive father were just as intense, if not more. What interested you the most about getting to depict these struggles against two very different types of monsters that are both terrifying?
It's a great question. I think everyone battles their own monsters in their life, whether that's, an abusive family member or partner, um, their mental health. Um, I think everyone has a version of what their monster looks like. And I think the way this is showcased on screen doesn't feel glamorized, which I really appreciate. I think we need to see a lot more of that in film and television. That these monsters actually exist in our life, and to be represented as like a real struggle and thing that is scary. And yeah, I thought that I thought that them choosing to do those flashbacks was really smart, actually, because you really get to see the depth of where she's living in her head, um, and even the conversations that I think these characters have together, the conversations that Froy and I's characters have together. Which, by the way, Froy is a fantastic scene partner. I just have to say that, and an extraordinary human being. So working with Froy again was an honor. And we really found the humanity in those scenes and in that dialogue with each other. And I think that um, I think but that is so important to this particular movie and genre.
Yeah, that's beautifully put. And for my last question, I wanted to ask you about working with Adam McDonald, the director. He seemed not afraid to let scenes sit, and this is a bit more methodically paced than a lot of zombie films. What kind of stood out about his approach?
Yeah. I think there's a real sense of like kind of motion to his work, where it feels like it's kind of nonstop and it's always moving. And the majority of the film I think was handheld. I think yeah, like a great portion of it, like there was movement behind and in front of the camera. And not only that, but he also has a background as an actor, so he was like bringing that kind of perspective to set every day, and was really like open to ideas and collaboration. And he just had this like really crazy passion that was like super infectious. And when that kind of sets the tone for the day, it's like really inspiring, and it gives you energy to kind of feed off of.
That makes total sense. And I think you can see that in the finished product. Thank you guys so much for your time and congrats on This Is Not a Test again.